I've been wanting to talk about this one for a while. Being someone who has a massive collection of cards myself, I understand the obsession with collecting just as many cards as you can. However, the cool thing about this episode is it's not just about the unhealthy obsession with collecting cards, something I could probably talk about for 15 minutes or less. So let's go. So we start with a field trip to Foster's led by Mac. If you don't remember our last Foster's review, Mac is a human kid who created the imaginary friend Blue Regard Cuckoo, who promptly crashes the field trip with a terrible joke which misses its punchline. That's when the imaginary friend Coco retells the joke with the correct punchline. This pisses Blue off because he wants all the attention, which is very in character for Blue. But the kids follow Coco through the field trip, and then after, Coco gives the kids collectible trading cards. Blue then chases the kids off by egging them. Mac and Coco are understandably angry. Coco then tells them off and gives cards to the rest of the house. And as the imaginary friends are trading, Blue decides he wants to collect them all, which begins the obsession. Now, being someone who has collected cards for most of their life, I understand the pain of collecting commons and rares. And apparently Mrs. Faust did too. As soon as Eduardo shows Blue a card of himself, he takes it and says he isn't trading them for anything, which prompts everyone to say they don't give a crap because Blue is the most common card of the set. Max says that Coco would be willing to give him, or get him started out if he apologizes, which he probably doesn't do because Blue is an egomaniac. Coco then gives Wilt some cards, which makes Blue flip out and say that he'll collect all the cards without Coco's help. This starts up the famous game of Red Paperclip. Since my strike won't go away until September, I don't think I have the time to explain it and keep this video under 15 minutes, so I'm just going to tell you Google it because it is an amazing story. Blue starts trying to make a trade. Blue starts trying to trade a blue card with Wilt, who knows the value of the cards and how worthless commons are in trading, which is very much like real life. Most common cards aren't seen as worth anything in games, as anyone can pick up maybe 5 packs and get the commons that they're looking for, which causes Blue to whine and get all the cards he wants. This scene almost made me want to put this on Crappy Cartoons list if it wasn't for the fact that Blue does get his comeuppance for being a dick. After Coco creates Series 2, and Blue trades half of his collection for 2 holographic cards. Then continues to try to collect both series of cards, doing jobs and trading away until the Deus Ex Machina Monkey Clan helps him collect all the cards but one by trading for gum. The one card he's missing, of course, being himself, which he finds in the spokes of a bicycle ridden by Eduardo, which he collects, collecting all of the Coco cards. After dancing around, he finally reads what Coco thinks of him, and that's when he apologizes to Coco, finally destroying his cards to try to regain his friendship with Coco, which he succeeds. Honestly, I'm not sure as to why I love this episode as much as I do. It's a good episode because Blue basically sacrifices what I assume was months of work in order to make it up to the one he hurt the most. The trading in this episode is also realistic enough for me to appreciate, but the episode does contain a lot of what I dislike. Annoyance, the asshat getting away with his plans, and many other cliches that annoy me to no end. Maybe it's because he learns his lesson, or maybe it's because of his tribute for friendship, or maybe there's the journey that there shows someone trying to learn where he went wrong. But either way, there's a charm to this episode that just works. This is Doodle, and I'll see you guys next time, hopefully sooner with another and better review.